Hi, friends. Uh, please give us a minute. The host will be joining soon. Hi, Nikhil. Can you hear me? Okay. Balaji, can you please give co-host access to Nikhil? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Balaji. Very good morning and good evening to all the participants from India and US and other places. So, today we are in the day 23 of Swayam My Time session. So, every day we are joining early morning, the 6 o'clock here in Indian time and evening times for the US. And this is a specific time for us to spend time with ourselves, to do meditation sadhana for ourselves. And today, again, we are with another master, Amulya Shastri. So we'll be hearing her experience after the meditation. And before that, let's all do meditation. And thanks to all the participants because you have been very consistently being part of this session from last 23 days. And thanks to all of you and also to the partners who have been supporting for this session from past 23 days. And the partners are IFSS, Omega Pyramid, JOI, PSSM Ignite, Breath Universe, Beat, PMMA, and Time. Thanks to all the partners for this constant and continuous support. And without any delay, we'll just go to the practice of meditation. And after meditation, we'll listen to Master's experience. I would like to request Sunil to guide us into meditation. I think Sunil is here. Yes. Yes. Over
Thank
to
you,
you.
Nikhil. Thank you, Nikhil. Very good morning. Am I audible? All right. Thank you. All right, masters. So we are just 1/3 of sessions away to complete the 33-day program. Wonderful. Kudos for being consistent and practicing this, keeping this practice on. Great. So let's meditate. Gather yourself. Just pay attention to the place where you are. Now, slowly bring your attention to the place you're sitting. Be comfortable. If you're sitting on a floor, cross your legs. If you're sitting on a chair or a sofa, cross your feet. Clasp your fingers like this. Just interlock your fingers into each other and place them on your lap. Before that, in case if you're wearing spectacles, please remove them. Just be aware of your surroundings, of the place you're sitting. You might hear noises around, pleasant, unpleasant. It's all okay. Just accept everything as they are. Now, bring your attention to yourself, to your body, and close your eyes. Before we get into meditation, let us just scan a body from head to toe. to see if it is relaxed. Sthira Sukhasana, that's the fundamental. First, let us just relax our body. Check your forehead, eyebrows, chin. Do not bite your teeth too hard. Just relax the head. Relax your shoulders, your arms, the clasped fingers, just loosen them a bit. Relax your upper back, lower back, the thigh muscles, calf muscles, and your feet. The body is at complete ease now. You can take your support if required. There's no hard and fast rule. Now bring your attention from your body to your breath. Just pay attention to your natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Now, there is only one thing that can come in between your meditation and yourself, and that's our own thoughts. Whenever these thoughts appears, just park them aside like you park your vehicle outside and bring your attention back to your breath. No chanting, no mantras, no prayer, no visualization of any form or anything. Just pay attention to your breath. We'll play soft music in the background, but let our attention be only on our breath. Please come back to your breath, my dear friends. Cut the thoughts and come back to your breath. please bring your attention back to your breath, my dear friends. Please bring your attention back to your breath, my dear friends. Be with the breath. Please come back to your breath, my dear friends. Last 5 minutes. Wonderful, masters. Last 2 minutes. Wonderful, masters. Slowly bring your attention back to your body. Please do not open your eyes yet. Gently bring your attention back to your body. Gently bring your attention to your surroundings. When you are comfortable, you may now unclasp your fingers and place them on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Wonderful. Please take your time. Thank you so much, Masters, for the wonderful commitment. Over to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you for the wonderful guidance. It was so great experience today being in meditation. It was very soothing and nice experience. Thank you. And every Wednesday, as usual, we are meeting every Wednesday with a new young master, and we are listening to their journey and experience. And today, we have another young master along with us, Amulya Shastri. So she's been associated with PSSM from the past 15 years. She's from a meditator's family, and her journey is now currently she is taking the responsibility of Chief Operating Officer in PMC Hindi, and also professionally a Carnatic musician. And there are a lot of to speak about her. Let's listen from her own experience. And one thing I personally feel whenever I meet her, every time I meet her and I learn something, I cherish a quality from her. She has been taking such a great responsibility from PMC Hindi, but when you meet her, she looks like very simple. She don't carry anything. She lives very light and peaceful, and that's a great quality. Whenever I meet her, I just cherish from her. Thank you, Amulya, for being. I just really feel happy for the friendship that we have. Yeah, over to you, Amulya. Let's listen from her.
Thank you, Nikhil. IFSS is very close to my heart because in North India, we've spent a lot of time in Chandigarh, in Delhi. We've hosted a lot of IFSS events. So spreading in North India for IFSS was a responsibility Patriji had given us. And it was a complete joy. I remember we had done a program called NSVS, National Symposium for Vegetarian and Spirituality, in the heart of Delhi. So it's wonderful. Thank you for the introduction. And welcome to new meditators to this PSSM family. So my name is Amulya. In this physical body, I was born in Delhi. I am a South Indian, but I live in New Delhi. I started my journey into spirituality, I wouldn't say in 2009, but when I was a young kid itself. I was a Christian. I was studied in a Christian school, and I'm a Hindu. So I used to be very confused about religion because I used to that always used to intrigue me, that why the different religions? Why in school, when I need to remember God, I need to kneel down and pray a hymn, and then I could remember God. And at home, that we used to have celebration, and there should be Ganesh Chaturthi, and because you're a Brahmin by caste and all of that. And so that used to be a thing of, oh, we are Brahmins and we don't touch this. This is how we behave. This is the sense of identity of maybe it intrigued me and got me into wondering why we have this. I used to ask my parents, they're very genuine, saying that, this is what we've been taught, this is what we do. That's it. There was no questioning. So I always had this questioning nature, but I didn't find any answers because they were not satisfying me. So yes, I used to continue. I went on with my life. I studied in a Christian school, so I used to sing Christmas carols, and because I'm a musician, so in temples I used to sing, and in churches I used to sing carols. So my life went on because school was full of that. But slowly, I remember in my 5th standard, one of my moral science teacher told me, the kingdom of God that you're searching outside is within. That was something that really struck me, that okay, there's something within that I need to know, but obviously no one's talking about within. I used to get bad dreams. So my mother used to say, Hanuman, try to remember Hanuman, he will give you strength. I was like, okay, at least for this brief period of time, at least I'll come out of this bad dream. So, okay, let me remember Hanuman. But again, the questions always were there that, okay, what is deeper? What is behind all of this? And then because my sister used to have migraine attacks, so we had someone close to home who used to do some sort of a Sahaj yoga. So it's chakra meditation. So we did that because whatever we used to do is to do it as a family because we want to support the other. So we also all went. There was no New Year, there was no holidays, there was nothing. We used to every day because she was going through this. We used to go to close by a person's house and do meditation. So he's a guru. So there's a lot of he used to his picture needs to be there in the house. We thought, okay, whatever we'll do to get her out of this pain because she couldn't even stand. That's the amount of pain she used to go through. I was still in my same rut. I was like, at least let me. I was a very average student, so I was like, okay, marks to बढ़ जाएंगे through meditation. So I was like, chalo, let's just do this. But again, nothing happened. The person used to teach us, his son used to be a topper. So I was like, at least if his son is a topper, at least I'll do that. Nothing happened. I'm just joking because that's really what runs through a student's mind. They're like, at least something will come out of this. But obviously didn't. And we really grew that guru. And we realized we have nothing happened to us in the process. My sister still had migraine. My father still had blood clots in his brain. So we just came out of it. We had a very clear thing. We don't want to get into this Babaji culture. So here comes another moment when my dad goes to a business meeting in Nagpur and he gets to know about meditation in a business meeting. And he was very confused. Why is someone teaching meditation? And they gave Spiritual India magazine, Spiritual Science, and Spiritual Reality CD. So that's how my father came back from Nagpur to Delhi with this CD and a magazine and obviously a job in hand. But he was like, okay, this is something new. Obviously, he used to have blood clots in his brain. He used to have partial paralysis. He used to very, very severe condition where he used to be on heavy dosage of steroids. I always, due to weather conditions, I'm a musician. But in weather conditions, I used to become a patient. And every time the weather used to change, my voice used to change, and then only there used to be a competition or a performance, and that's when I'm like struggling with that. So all of these physical conditions, and there was no as such solution. The only solution was pills. Go into a doctor anytime used to have anything. Go to a doctor. He'll give you an injection, give you a dosage. But obviously, I was an experimenter. So my dad started meditation. He went to the Delhi center, and I also started meditation. And now when I started meditation myself, it gave a lot of energy. Like in my first session, first sitting, I felt there's something within that I have not tapped into. And there's a lot of flow of energy. I was very irregular because I had no goal in life. I was like, this is a nice time pass to do. But I never did it regularly. But because I used to hear a lot of people's experiences of, concentration, memory power improvement and stuff. So then I was like, okay, let me have a goal. So it was my pre-boards time, I remember, and my pre-boards board time when I took the 40-day challenge. Along with a lot of meditation, I supplemented it with a lot of swadhyay, reading books. So at that point, I tapped into law of attraction of secret. So I was like, okay, I'm going to work on my thoughts. I'm going to work on my belief system and shift my belief system because I was thinking positive, but I was feeling very negative about myself. So I started shifting that. So along with a lot of meditation, I practiced working on my thoughts. Every time I used to have a disastrous or a negative thought, I convert into positive, miraculous thought. So yeah, in that 40 days, I felt amazing. I saw my papers before my board exam. In my meditation itself, I saw exactly what's coming in my exam. So I thought this is crazy, but I couldn't validate it because I'm seeing something. It's like a very soft focus view of what's coming in the exam. And it was very confusing because who can I ask this? There's no one I can ask this to. So obviously I went with a lot of confidence, but with a lot of self-doubt. I went to the exam, and when I saw my exam paper, I saw, oh my God, all the questions that I saw in my meditation is there in my paper. So that's 6 markers, 4 markers, 2 marker questions. Except 1 marker, I was like, ye to kar hi lungi. But 6 and 4 and 2 were something that I already saw. And I remember I was laughing in my paper in the start. I was like, okay, let's focus. Let's just finish this. And I completed all my 5 or 6 papers. And I used to care about my result because my father used to always ask me, Entostai in Telugu. It's like, how much will you get? So I was like, I really don't care. I felt so confident. And after, obviously, I got the marks that I wanted. And I manifested those marks so that I get science in my 11th standard. So that's how life progressed. Because I realized that there were very less youngsters. We used to go to the south and see a lot of these youngsters into like children at the age of 3 or 4 meditating. And in the North India, I was like, there's literally when we used to have like 150 people, 200 people when we used to host an event. And even I've seen in Kanpur, there used to be 5 people, 10 people. And Patriji is giving such great wisdom. And I used to see there's no one meditating. And everyone's doing on and off. They're like, we meditate in our free time. Like, if we do this, then who else is going to meditate in the world? There's so many people need to do it. A lot of people from South India used to come to North India. They'll spread, but they used to speak in Telugu-ish Hindi. And obviously, local Hindi people don't connect to it, or English people connect to it. So we realized, okay, we have a purpose. Okay, let's do this. So we started spreading wherever, schools, colleges, social experiments we used to do in parks, spreading meditation wherever. And when we used to host as big a session of Patriji that a lot of people get, every single initiative of PSSM has come to North India through us. Pyramid Party of India, IFSS, everything. So that the spreading has to happen. All of this, and that's how a Dhyan Chakram that happens in the south, it came into the North India through Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh in Rishikesh. It's happening this year also, by the way. In Rishikesh, this is the 8th Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh, which is a mega event. This time we have more than 10,000 people across India and the world. Lot of work is happening in every single state. We're going to villages, towns, and cities, and that power of it has come through PMC. So the initiative of PMC is Patriji's brainchild. In 2000, I remember in 2015 or 2014, Patriji was in our house. Whenever he comes to Delhi, he's always here. And I remember my mother telling me this, and we're all there only. So the TV was on. So Patriji crossed, he got up to go to the washroom. He got up, he went in front of the TV, looked back, and he said, one day we will have our own channel. And everyone was just like, okay, our own TV channel. We don't even have money for running our own pyramid, but we'll have our own TV channel. That's how the limiting mind starts. And then an immediate shift. It's always been like that. Whenever sir is given a vision, the first thing would be, are you serious? And the immediate next thought will be, definitely that will happen. And that's what miraculous thinking is. And in front of my eyes, I have seen how PMC Telugu channel, having nothing to having a Banjara Hills 4-floor office. And that's abundance. And that's what, along with meditation, yes, meditation changes your life, but meditation enables a purpose of why you're here. And that is what my journey has been. I've always been reading all the books Patriji has recommended and implementing practical manifestation of what is being said. Not just reading a lot of books, but in practicality, when you see are you living like a master? That's what that's why I was blown away by Patriji. Because here's a man who is living what he's speaking every single moment, surrounds himself with no matter what kind of person they are, he sees always the best in them. So for me, that has been the most inspiring set of events. Should I just go on and on? Is there going to be any question? You can ask any question, please feel free. I can maybe share one more thing about, sorry.
Yeah, you can continue, Amulya. You can finish whatever you felt like speaking, and then we will come to a Q&A.
So one last thing, I remember in the first thing in Dhyan Chakram in Hyderabad. So this is an 11-day festival that happens in Hyderabad, in Kartal, which is close to the airport. It's a beautiful pyramid with a big campus. where mega events happen of PSSM. The mega event happens 11 days of December. And obviously used to come from North India being like, oh, we'll attend this 11-day festival, all 11 days. You're like, okay, we'll have nice mirchi bhaji, we'll listen to Sir's concepts every day, meet a lot of masters and all of that. But I remember the first time when I went there, the first concept of Patriji was there is no death. And I should be very shocked, like there's so much to life to discuss. But why are you talking about death? I should be very confused. But obviously, I had this innate, maybe this is part of my culture, that whatever a person is saying, you must listen with a zero state. That's what my parents had taught me. And anytime you've been asked to sing, you must sing. So sir, every time day one, he used to ask me to sing on stage. I remember I used to sing in concerts and my hands never, I'm pretty fearless when I sing. But I remember when I'm singing to a meditative audience, my hands used to shake. And I used to wonder, like, there's no reason for it to shake. And it used to shake. And my voice is like shaking a bit. I used to wonder, this is very weird. But I used to surrender and accept, okay, my master has told me to do something, I'm just going to do it. But I was like, no, there's something off. But slowly, I realized what Patriji was preparing me for, which was not only when you're singing, you're just presenting your voice, but there's deeper to music than just, because we are also, PMMA is also here, so I thought I'd just cover the music part, that when you sing, it's not just what you sing, it's what flows through you. So then through many years, a lot of masters like Kabir, Tyagaraja, Annamacharya, all of these legends or saints used to flow through me still, obviously. They flow through me while I sing. So then it just opens a new realm, a new dimension to what singing is. Singing is not just, I like this song, let me sing this, or let me sing to a meditative audience. It's now shifted to what is needed in this hour for healing for this set of group, and how can I be a good medium to enable this to happen. It is there for my musical part of myself. It could be PMC Hindi, where every single we've created more than 60 shows, 60 television shows. For a North Indian audience, you can see, like I mentioned, there are 5 or 60 people or 100 people who attend. Now 10,000 people attend. And anytime we conduct Zoom sessions or anything, there are minimum 5,000 people. Minimum 5,000 people who attend live. Live, the Zoom is always full. YouTube is full. And that is the power of PMC. That's the power of PMC Hindi, being a satellite TV channel. So musically, that through media, the power of media, Patriji's vision, it's so clear. We just followed that with a lot of, like, obviously I always question Patriji, like, why do you say this? Why do you say that? But obviously the understanding develops, because the more you ask questions, the more you go within. And again, like I covered about death, like the first time I heard about death, when death happened in my life, when my father vacated his body, we celebrated his death. Because that, and I was so grateful to Patriji. I remember the last thing that Patriji told me when my father passed away right in my hands, was just be with nature, Baba. That's it. He just said, be with nature. And I was like, yes. And we danced and we celebrated. We had palau at home. We meditated around his body. There is an enlightenment tower that happened the next day. After my father vacated his body, I called Patri sir and I said, sir, Shastri ji is not breathing. And then he said, be with nature, Baba, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool, done. And then next morning when I spoke to him, was in an enlightenment tower. And the next day we sort of burned his body. And we just were just like, okay, sir, hi, I need to be leaving to burn the body. I'll join the Zoom call from my phone. And it was so casual, like something that is a big, an incident in life is just a flow of, if my friend decides to go to the other side, I'll be with him, right? So I can't be selfish about it and be like, why is he not by my side? And also to a point when I had 2 near-death experiences where this was 2 years ago and before, like 1 year ago was last year and last to last year. I've had 2 near-death experiences where I have crossed dimensions, gone and come back into this body. And that was also very casual. I was, and my mother also is like, okay, you're also leaving. Leave. Everyone leave now. So and something like this is so natural now that spirituality just makes your life a flow. So even if you're here doing your work, doing a dharma, but you're not in this stage called earth for too long. So just enjoy it, do your part and depart. So like William Shakespeare says, all the world is a stage. We're all mere actors. We strut and fume, do our part and depart. So let us just take life less seriously, take anything less seriously, but doing our work and dharma, using all the spiritual concepts, listening to every single video of Patriji on a daily basis to stay connected to his wisdom, and read all the books he recommended, all the recommended books of Patriji, and be in company of such wonderful masters right in front of me, who will guide, not only guide, we don't do counseling in PSSM, but we just have friends. So good friends by our side that can be co-travelers on this journey. So just enjoy. You're in the best organization ever, best Sangha ever. Cherish and enjoy life. Thank you.
Thank you, Amulya. We have met so many times, but we never went into this deep conversation about your experiences and all. It was very new for me to listen. I have a question here. There are two questions actually. The first thing is, you said that when you started your journey, you don't wanted to be in any kind of Baba culture or kind of things. So what made you think that yes, this is the righteous path and this is the the man who is teaching the truth? So this is going to change my life. So what is that point in your life? And that is the first question. And the second thing, being in this journey, accepting that death is something which is the greater stage. You know, even at that moment, we fall down and we don't remember anything in this world. We completely give our attention to that moment, and we will be in the deep grief. Coming out of that grief and being attending the session again with Patriji and coming back and doing all this responsibility is something phenomenal. We can't even imagine, right? What made you to achieve that state? Like, what kind of understanding made you that state?
So I can share a funny incident with Patriji. Like, obviously, I was doing on and off meditation, like I was mentioning, and everyone was like, there were Linga Reddy sir and Maruti sir, who right now are based in South and in Goa, or Bombay. So they were there and they were like, oh, Patriji is coming, Patriji is coming. I'm like, okay, hoga ek master. There must be some master called Patriji. I've seen his photo here and there. Hoga, theek hai, okay. He's taking a session in Indarpuri Center. Oh, okay. We attended the session and I was least interested in the session. There were a lot of people all like, oh my God, this one person is sitting and oh, everyone be silent and all. I was like, who cares? Just do your meditation and leave. I really was like, I was 16 years old, pretty chill in life to care about all of this. And I remember you sitting on stage and I was talking to my mom because I was like, we're going to go outside to eat after this. So I was whispering to my mom while sir is sharing his concept. And he looked at me, he did this, and he said, shh. And I was like, I am never going to meet this man ever again. Who shut me down. A lot of ahankar that I had as a child. I was very down to earth, but I was just like, okay, no one can shut me down, that rebellious spirit. But obviously, I remember the first time that blew me away was, obviously I was into meditation. I'd like I mentioned that I got the marks that I wanted. I was a very changed person that way. And there was Patriji was invited us to go to Kanpur with him. So we went to Kanpur where he had a session at one, I think like, I don't remember exactly where, military session or whatever, army session or whatever. And there was a big hall, okay? There a lot of chairs, everyone like decorating nicely, agarbatti, sports smell is there and all of that. We enter the session and we see that the whole hall is khali. The organizer is there, that's one person, Manoj sir, and rest all people khali hai. Okay. And I think 2 people were there, and there was a sofa on the stage. And obviously we came from Delhi, so we were asked to sit. I said, sir, please, I'll sit here only. So at least let people fill. Then and Patriji if the session is at 5, he'll come by 4:59, enters it and shakes everyone's hands and goes on stage. Obviously, there are only 2 people to shake hands, and he went directly on stage. And we were like, but there's no one here. Let's wait for people. Let's sit in meditation. Let people join. And there were literally, I think 5 people on stage and 2 people or 3 people in the audience. And I'm like, okay, but he's a master, right? So we should be waiting for people to come. Dot at 5 o'clock, sir starts and says, okay, let us, namaskar, welcome everyone. And he's starting as if there are thousands of people there. So for me, I was like, that is a master where people don't matter. Even one person is enough for me. That was the first time I realized that this is what a master is. And obviously he's living that. Making food. I saw him in a North Indian's house. He's making South Indian food, making everyone try it, not demeaning what their culture brings, but teaching them the right way to be. So that was where I realized that, yes, doing meditation is fine, but living meditation, living like a master, living a master's life is what I was blown away by Patriji. And obviously his books used to be very chill with us. When he used to go to the South, everyone used to like, oh, Patriji is coming, and we were like, damn chill. You would ask us what's going on. We would talk about theater, watch movies, chill around. Like literally, we're chilling with sir, and we used to see him in South India. There's a different vibe, but in North, we used to and we created that everyone should not, that distance should never be there. So I traveled with sir to like Maharashtra. Every time, no matter what happened in my life, sir I've always been. When I went for an MBA to Pune, I called sir. I was like, sir, there's no one like me. And then he's like, you're not there to create people like you. You're not there to find people who are like you. You're there to create people like you. So then I create, like, no matter where, whatever point in life. I remember sir said, you'll do theater. I realized now I'm actually acting in PMC. You'll be a theater artist. I'm like, sir, is this a joke? When you're right, you're in the crossroad in 12th standard, taking graduation. I'm like, what do I do with graduation? I said, sir, I'm doing architecture. Delhi's pyramid, I'll only make. So I said, I'm going to do architecture. All of that, pyramid, civil, all of that I'll do. And then I studied, I did all of that. It's all funny stuff. So I'm sharing. And like, this is how life is. It's not so serious being like, oh, tell me my purpose of life. All of that is not, these are those moments that make you live life joyously. Like, usually people, when I see all these gurus, we meet these gurus in our office also. We invite them, everyone, like even Daji, everyone, all of these people, we see there's so much like a guru culture of, guru has said this, and all of that. And Patri sir has never done any of that. He's just lived like a normal person, and that's why he went like a normal person. So that's what I realized, that that's what we need to embody. Like, we can't be like, oh, spirituality, silence, and seriousness of all of it. That's not what it is. It needs to just be as chill as it is. And that does not make you less senior or less junior. It just makes you take things less seriously. So that's one of it. Second is, obviously, you talked about death. So I've been like, for me, it's whatever sir has spoken, I always make notes of it. Since every year, Dhyanma Chakram 2010 onwards, like Amravati onwards, we've come every year, stayed for at least 2-3 days, if not 11 days. First in the starting as new into meditation, all 11 days you have to attend. Slowly we attended at least 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. But we used to go no matter what. And every time, whenever sir used to speak, I used to make a lot of notes. I still have a lot of notes of sir, which have now become like books and all of that. But I used to make a lot of notes, and everything sir used to speak, I used to live it. So one year, all 11 days, he spoke on a new, on different concepts like dharma, karma, and all of that. So a lot of such concepts. And every time I used to speak it, I used to work on living it. So even I remember my father's father, when he passed, my father wept, which was in 2003. My father wept. So for me, in my memory, I was like, if someone dies, this, as a child, if anyone dies, this is how you used to feel, how you need to feel. If you're not living without the person you're living, how are you going to live? without that, there's so much vacuum in your life. And that's why you need to weep. So you remember all those stories. And that's how I remember my father. He used to pretend like he's all tough. But inside he was very sad. But because he was the boy in the family, he needed to pretend to be like macho and like give money to he has 3 younger sisters and he's all looked up to. So he was always that. So that was my memory of death. But when I came into spirituality, Patri sir really changed the view of death. When my grandfather passed, Patri sir had come to my grandmother's house, and everyone there was obviously no weeping at that point. This is my second experience of death. There was no weeping, but when sir came, obviously there were, though, because we are Brahmins, and those days of letting the body go and all of that was all there. But the first the first day my grandfather vacated, sir had come, and we all meditated, and sir said, okay, bye. His house was close by, so he said, okay, bye. He left, and then he looked at me and Alekha and said, what are you doing tomorrow? I said, sir, really, I'm feeling very bored. We come all the way from Delhi. What do you want to do? Call me tomorrow. And then next day we go to his house, and he says, he took us through Spiritual India's office, Dhyan Jagat office. We're chilling. So then my idea of death shifted there little bit. So sir's preparing me for something bigger. I felt, because sir, whenever he used to give time, I know that he gives time to people who have, that's what I've seen, that he's given time to people. So there's something to learn there, and or being a good instrument. So that's how I took as a key for me. So second day, so sir never spoke about so just imagine, sir has never spoken. My grandfather just passed yesterday. Then the second day he calls us to his house. We're chilling. He takes us pani puri eating, and we're chilling around Hyderabad. And sir is not talking about my grandfather. Traditionally, if someone goes, what happened, what is happening, how, all of that, those questions, he never asked those questions. So I was like, okay. So if a person dies, you don't even talk about him. This is very interesting. But okay, that I did process it. I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to talk about this with Patriji. I'll talk with my parents, maybe. That sort of a demarcation happened. But then obviously, we had, this was 2022 now. A lot of, like, my father was pretty okay in health. But my cousin, brother, and my sister, all of us, we went to a trip to Uttarakhand. And by the time we came back, we saw that my father's health was deteriorating. So there were about 10 days that we got where every single day my father was a lot of gasping for breath. We obviously never, since for the past 2009, we've not been going to doctors. It's always been self-healing. So no matter if I've had corona, I've had chikungunya, I've had upper respiratory throat infection, I've had fever, no matter what problem I've had, I've healed it through meditation. And my father also, within 6 months of starting meditation, he cleared his blood clots in his brain. My mother used to have thyroid, BP, sugar, all of those general stuff. She had a fracture also in between. All of those things through pyramid energy and through meditation. With a lot of meditation, concentrated meditation, we healed ourselves. So we have always been doing that. So we've never as such gone to a doctor. Despite having doctor friends, they see us and they're like, okay, you're really, really living the meditation energy. Cool, no fear in your mind. That's great. But through those 10 days, as my father was this thing, we had asked as a dharma, because my father has 3 younger sisters who are not into meditation. Our dharma is to ask, do you want to go to the doctor? He said, no, are you crazy? So within those 10 days, yes, he had prepared himself and he decided. We had a previous Mahayog Dhyan Kum in Haridwar. And my father told my mother, my job is done here. This was in March. In March, we had Mahayog Dhyan Kum in Haridwar. And my father told my mother very clearly that, and like the event happened without him. And like without his very active participation. And my father just told my mother that my job's done here. I'm satisfied, Vasu, is what he's told her. And so my mother always remembers those words. And she was, my mother always prepared, like she knows. And when she called Patriji during these days, and sir said, be brave. Patri sir told my mother, be brave. My mother got the hint. So obviously her dharma is to do, she takes care of Pyramid Dhyan Jagat Hindi magazine. So she's doing magazine correction while my father is like taking rest. And one of the meditators says, you need to spend time with your husband. Spend time. So she's like, oh, okay. She's like, okay, I'll spend time. At that time, PMC Hindi started. So we just took an office through miraculous thinking. We took an office floor. We converted that into a studio. That work is going on. That work was done. And I was editing, I was shooting, I was producing, all of that. PMC Hindi just started then. So I was like, no, there's a Sikh guru's, Barsi, what is that? Jayanti of a Sikh guru. Punjabi guru. So I was preparing, I was doing all of that. My sister was taking care of my father at that point. So I remember the last day, which was 3rd of May, 2022. And it was evening of that day. And my father was gasping for breath. At around 6:30 apparently, my father, and I was in office, my sister was at home. He gasped for breath and he came back into his body. So my father's been a very funny mono actor. So we were like, is he acting like N.T. Ramarao, like acting like he's gone and come back and he's going to be all okay? So in the end, I had a small limiting belief system in my mind that Patriji will not let people who are essentially doing the main projects leave. This was my sort of a limiting thought, despite my knowledge about death and all of that, somewhere, because he's my father, right? So I was like, okay, I felt like we are going to build a Rishikesh project, government project. We were building a mega pyramid with the government. There's so much work to be done. I thought this is just a phase of teaching us how to really believe in meditation, and this will pass. But that last day, I remember my sister calling me at 6:30 saying that, come quickly. And I said, yeah, I'll come. Obviously, for me, work is important. Personally, if it's taken care of, then I'll focus on it. Since she's there, I'll be here. She said, no, Amulya, come. I said, yeah, cool. Still, I took an hour and a half, and then I took all my work on my laptop and I took it home. I saw the situation. My father was gasping for breath. My sister and my mother are feeding him something, some sort of a soup, because he was off food. And I tell my mother and my sister that, go eat. I'll spend time with Nana. So he was right there, gasping for breath. And I was talking to him. So the two things I told him. One thing I told him was, Nana, everything is amazing now. Everything is set. We've got a studio. We've got everything. We are going to take PSSM to those heights that we always envision. It's time. Just don't do the drama. Come quickly. Come back quickly. And I said, everything is, and the second thing I said, everything is perfect here. The stage is set. Even like Sai, who is my Mungula Bhai type. So he's also come home. Everything is perfect. Like, come back. And just 5 seconds of a thought, I was just like, if a guy who knows his purpose of life, won't he know his death also? If he's dying, won't he already know his death? Just a switch in my mind. I switched it and I said, Nana, if you want to leave, you leave. Everything's taken care of here. Don't worry. If you want to leave, we've got it covered. And when I was saying the first set of words, he was not meeting eye to eye. But when I said this, Nana, if it's time for you to leave, you can leave. He looks up to me, reaches out for me, looks eye to eye, just a hint of a smile, and his body goes down. And obviously, I've only seen films, right? How do you know? I don't know. How do you know that a person's not breathing anymore? So we check his pulse. At that point, only a meditator, doctor, Saurabh Ranjan, enters our house and checks the pulse, and he says, he's not breathing. And the first thing and we look at each other, mom, me and Alekhya, we look at each other, we're like, And then we call Patri sir and he says, sir, Shastri ji is not breathing. Be with nature, Baba. That's it. He said, I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's it. And we all night, because it was Corona time, so we couldn't burn the body at night. So obviously, he died around 9:30. And and all night, we call our meditator friends. Obviously, Corona, right? Even his family didn't come to meet. No one as such came. Just my cousin brother, a lot of meditators who were around. We all meditated around his body all night, chilling at night, had nice coffee in the morning. And that was the first session, Buddha Bano, which is currently Master Bano in PMC Hindi. That's the massive Hindi meditation online program, which is more than 40,000-50,000 people have learned meditation. North Indian people have learned meditation through Master Bano. That the brainchild was Dad's. Dad said, Buddha Bano, this has to start. And the next day, and that's the day one of Buddha Bano, on 4th of May. And D.R. Karthikeyan ji, he's very close to my father. We didn't even tell him, because if we tell him, he's not gonna focus on Buddha Bano. He'll speak about Dad. So after he gives his opening speech, then we call him and tell him. And then on the other side here, Enlightenment Hour starts, and Sir is talking about the concept of Alpha to Omega. And he confers Dad with Brahmarshi. Lot of meditators come and talk. Sir asked me to sing in that state. Obviously, I did weep. It doesn't mean that you don't live a normal life. Yes, I do remember my father. I'm very human. But we really, like, not from a state, the state of crying is not from a state of you, like, why did he do this to me? Why only me? Not from a state of victim consciousness, from a state of abundance that, oh, hey, it'd be nice if he was here, such a selfish man. I still say, what a selfish man. There's so much work to be done, and he's like freaking leaving and going. Fine, I do accept your choice, but cool, I'm not very happy right now, because like literally there's like a mega project right here, Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh Rishikesh, first Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh Rishikesh without my father, with Patri sir. And the last Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh we did without my dad, without Patri sir. So like every single project, we like the show goes on. You just have to do your part. And yes, I never see my father in my dreams or my meditation. I don't know why people still see them. A lot of people say my father comes in my this. Those people who vacate, I think the soul moves on. They really don't as such care about us. I think we try to keep them in our minds. Even Patriji, he never came. I don't feel the need for anyone to come in your meditation or come in your this thing. I don't feel the need, because if I know my work, I should continue my work. Why should I keep invoking in your mind? I don't think there's needed. I'm powerful enough to continue work. And that's what Patri just prepared us, all of us, for. Isn't it? That you are God. So don't doubt yourself and limit yourself with this body. So I'm working on living it every single moment. The wisdom that Sir is speaking, and just chill. I hope that answers your question.
Yes. More words, but a lot of questions. But we'll go with some other questions. I think, yeah, Prithvi.
Hi, Amulya.
Hi, Prithvi.
So yeah, first time that I saw you was on that enlightenment hour that you mentioned. That was actually very new to me. And it was surprising for me actually that day how all the masters were living what Patriji was talking about, no death. It really surprised me. And when he asked you to sing, and you were singing with that shaky voice, and Patriji had tears in his eyes. That moment I can not really forget, because that's my favorite enlightenment hour, and he gave the concept of alpha to omega in that session. So that session is really special to me. I don't know.
Let's actually answer it if people have not seen it. Alpha means when you're not this body, you're a soul. Alpha is living in a state of this wisdom that you're not this body, you're a soul. Omega is when you are one with everything. There's no you or there's no me. There's no separate identity. We are all one. That is living in an omega state. And that's what Patri sir gave as a concept.
Yes. And also, we have been seeing how PMC Hindi is doing so well, and it's an inspiration for all of us. Like how you and Alekhya are so continuously working. You both stand as an inspiration for us. So I always admire both of you. So I just wanted to say thank you for whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prithvi. Thank you for adding your experience there. Yeah, I think Gangadhar has raised his hand. Gangadhar, if you want to ask something.
Uh, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So like I was like listening to the Amulya. So she was mentioning like about thyroid to her mom. So just I was having this question like from last 1 week. So I wanted to ask you, but I don't know like how to put it. But today Amulya like bring like a thyroid, right? So nowadays, so I'm hearing like a thyroid is like a being very common issues for the especially for all the ladies. So when um, our first child was like my wife was conceived, so everyone was saying like, did you take her to check up like for thyroid? I never know about thyroid. So why we need to check up? So I was not sure about it. So yeah, it was like we went like 2 days later, it was positive. So then my sister-in-law and my cousin, um, like in my family or in immediate family or my friends, I'm saying everybody's having thyroid. Almost like I see like 80% at least I can say. Mainly it's when they are like conceiving. So that time it's coming. Few people for few people it's going like after birth, but few people it's like being like diabetes, they have to use like a medicine for the whole life. So first it started with 25 mg, I see people, then 50 mg, now they are using 75 mg. So how like so they're not even like a 37 years or 38 years, so they
What's
are
your question?
using 75 mg. So I'm saying like how does it help, like like a
How does
people like
meditation help?
that
Yeah, how
yeah,
meditation
how
helps is the
people
question.
like that encourage them, because I feel like guilty, like they have to use like every day in the morning.
No, perfect. Good question. Like I mentioned that the line that Patri sir says, सर दर्द से लेके कैंसर तक मेडिटेशन से हील होता है. इवन अभी सर दर्द से कोरोना तक मेडिटेशन से हील होता है. That is the truth. Now, what does that mean? One of the many quotes that sir says, physical health is the fruit, is what is visible to you, your physical health. But the spiritual health, mental health, emotional health is the root. What that means is thyroid, if you've read You Can Heal Your Life by Louis L. Hay, thyroid stands for self-love, lack of self-love. A big or a dangerous or such a problem, the root cause of it is just self-love. That's it. Someone like Louis L. Hay, have you read the book? You Can Heal Your Life? Yeah.
No.
So surround yourself with more such conversations rather than more thyroid conversations, because then you will hear about miraculous stories of people. I'm sure on PMCs in English, Telugu, whichever language, or Hindi, whichever language is comfortable for you. I think you're Telugu.
Yes, Telugu.
Yeah. So a lot of Telugu experiences of people who have healed their thyroid. First, they can start listening to them. So that they'll start developing a belief, because the belief of medicines is so strong that medicines heal, that the concept of that is very strong in your mind. That's why a doctor is more believable than a meditator who's sharing the same thing, because our belief system that's ingrained in our belief system. That's number one. Number two is meditation can heal all diseases. That's the truth. So
Okay.
and I don't say that just because I've read it, but because I've lived it. I'll tell you, I didn't have thyroid, but I have upper respiratory throat infection, which means from here, from your mouth, you have pimples or ulcers from here to inside. I'm a meditator, right? How can I get this problem? Anyone might ask. But no matter what you do, you're human. You're working on yourself on a mental level, emotional level on a daily basis. And what does that mean? Yes, on a mental level, what the major limitation that I had was whenever I used to feel something, I could never express it. And that came in the form of these. What it enabled to do is made me go into mauna. Can you see what physically a thing does? It made me, because I had pimples all over, it made me go into mauna. I take a disease very deeply because it's teaching me something. Every disease is teaching us something about ourselves. Because the disease only comes to a point when we don't listen to our body. And the body needs to shout out that I'm in pain, do something, through the form of a physical, visible disease. So for me, when something's so visible where I can't even drink water, if I have to drink water, I have to think 10 times. I'm a meditator, right? I've been doing meditation for the past 10 years. When I had this, I had meditated since 10 years. How can I have this? A lot of people ask this question. But this taught me how to heal myself in within 2.5, 3 days.
Okay.
I just meditated, shifted my belief system, shifted it from a painful thought of, oh my God, I can't even drink the juice. I'm in so much pain. Oh no, people need to take care of me. Oh no, I'm not able to do all the things. All of these negative or disastrous thoughts we have, I shifted it to a miraculous thought. Because the more energy I increase within myself, the more faster the healing will happen. So I cut all the negative thoughts and disastrous, all the noise that came. I shifted it to a miraculous thought, which is, I am healed. I'm powerful. I'm completely healed. So affirmations internally, my internal talk, and I just meditated underneath the pyramid for as long as I can. Within 2.5 days, through that miraculous thing, I healed myself. People take months to heal. They stop, they don't go to office, they don't go to college. Same thing, chikungunya. Me and my sister, we were in Pyramid Valley. Right? Spiritual place. How can we get disease? Natural to get a problem. But how you deal with it is what the game is. So Pyramid Valley was an event. We were working with Spiritual India to work on magazine work, because whatever GCSS, it's an event that happens, Global Conference of Spiritual Scientists. So the event happens and we had to make notes of what's there so that we give it to the Spiritual India magazine team. The first day, my sister is out. She has 104 fever in the pyramid. I have 104 fever. But within 2.5, 3 days, we completely heal ourselves just with meditation.
Okay.
So that it is possible. So the first step is to listen, read Swadhyaya, read books. You can heal your life first, you can read. And encourage her to read. She has to give the time to herself. It's a choice you make. We have time to go to the doctor, right? Do you have time to read?
Yes. Yes.
So start with reading and listen to experiences. That's Sajan Sangatya.
Okay. Thank you.
It will happen. Within 40 days, she can heal, only if she chooses to. My father healed his blood clots in his brain, which he had to go for surgery with heavy doses of steroids. Within 6 months, he decided for himself, he wants to come out of it. In 6 months, he heals himself completely. So it is possible.
So, yeah, thank you very much. So, so I have many questions to myself, but I decided to first meditate myself. So let me meditate and encourage them. So before that, I'm not gonna encourage them. So,
you're amazing.
Wonderful, Gangadhar. Thank you, Gangadhar. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you so much. So I joined lately, but so I do watch your videos, Amulya. So in PMC India, I daily watch your videos. So I think that 26 minutes to 30 minutes video you post, right? So I watched that podcast I watched. So that really helped me a lot of things. Especially my core area to focus is how to create our reality. You create your reality, right? So I am more interested in that. So I read a lot of Ramtha books. People only knows only Ramtha White books. We have nearly 40 books of Ramtha. He talks about brain. He talks about epigenetics. Maybe epigenetics came 10 years back, but he talks about 1979. He talks about that. He talks about brain in terms of spirituality. how that hippocampus helps to create new stem cells, new uh, memory formation. How you're telling, right? Affirmation, how affirmations helps hippocampus in our brain, how it create new neurons. So how pineal gland helps in our meditation. For example, your breathing, your observing the breath. Observing the breath is already happening in central nervous system. Central nervous system is part of pineal gland. So directly you are activating pineal gland. If you alter the breath, you are in this consciousness. If you not alter, just observe the breath, you are in mid-brain, psychic brain. That is pineal gland. That is central nervous system. Your heart, brain, heartbeat. That's why that's more powerful observing your breath instead of altering your breath. So I learned a lot of things through Ramtha, but especially you recently told your nervous system, what you call that, right side we
Vagus
have
nerve.
vagus,
Vagus nerve.
vagus nerve. So that is activating. That's a great uh, discovery, right? So coordination between brain and heart. So we have heart cells in our brain, sorry, brain cells in our heart. So a lot of discoveries going up, especially you, I think you, PMC in this, Sweta, Aditya, and neuroscience. Doctor is coming, there's so much knowledge I learned from her. Thank you so much. You're bringing great content in PMC Hindi, especially that 20 minutes podcast or 30 minutes podcast. That really helped me and it opened me a lot of things in my brain. Thank you so much. And only thing I think in spirituality, I think a lot of doing meditation, a lot of things are going happening. Only we should another thing we should follow is you create your reality. That thing also we should establish more. I think that will take us more leap. I think that's the thing I want to establish here. Thank you so much, and you're great job. And to lead that PMC Hindi is not a simple thing. So it's a tremendous work, and I think maybe already you took that challenge. Maybe you are increasing your level also by taking that challenge. So thank you so much. Your sisters are doing great job, and especially thanks to your mother and your father. Because of that, at least we are taking that fruits right now. Thank you so much, your parents. Their sacrifice made us happy. Thank you.
No sacrifice. Thank you, Ajay. Great, wonderfully expressed. Thank you for watching. Keep commenting also.
Thank you, Ajay. Any other questions from anyone? Okay. If there is no question, we can end the session. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amulya, for giving your time and sharing your experiences. It was really inspiring experiences that you had today. I see you a very new way after listening to your experiences. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sorry to interrupt. Nikhil, there's
Yeah.
one question on the chat. Please, can we please
Is
take
it? Okay.
by Miss Joy?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see this. Okay. Okay. So Ms. Joy says that, ma'am, I feel like earlier I used to get intuitions about anything in my life, but now it's not. And I feel what's next in my life, what I need to do. I started meditating and still I feel I am not getting the answer.
There are 3 things you need to do: Dhyan, Swadhyay, and Sajjan Sangatya. So if any 3 of them is missing, then you need to make sure. And the only you can answer that question. The answer lies within you. So sit more with less expectations and more in surrender. You can read this book called Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. It'll give a lot of clarity about how to not, how to just be, enjoy life as it comes. And whatever needs to unfold will unfold. So intuition is not something you can expect. It comes. It's like love. It happens. You can't force it. So it just happens. It will come.
Yes. So there is another question. Amita, you want to ask something? You said that I have a question. Amita, you can unmute. Yeah.
Hi, Amulya, and hi, everyone. Sorry, my background is not very good, so I'm not putting camera
You
on.
don't judge. Please come.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for explaining so well, so many things I learned today. It was really nice. But I have a quick question regarding someone actually just asked thyroid question. My husband also has thyroid, and he's very regularly he's a very regular meditator actually since last 4 5 years. Every day morning 4 to 6 or 4 to 5 at least 1 hour he does meditation. And not only meditation in practices, he tries his best to bring that in his real life as well, at least I see that. My question to you is, he's taking thyroid medication since last 2.5 years. And since he's a very regular meditator, I suggested him, I think 6 months ago, that you can leave medication because you are doing meditation. Because online also I listen a lot. All videos whatever are available, they are really inspiring. So we decided like that, and continuously he was doing meditation, and we were so firm and positive, and I was doing saying positive words and all this stuff. But his health started deteriorating. And when thyroid, you have less in body because you are not taking thyroxine or levothyroxine from outside, you have less energy, and those symptoms started coming up. And it became so bad that he was not he was like so he was having so less energy that while he was standing, he was like drowsy and all this stuff. So we had to go to see doctor, and he said that, why did you stop medication? It is not nice. So for 1 month we tried that, but he could not bear it. Although I was saying positive things, he was saying positive things. Meditation was continuous, as I'm saying. So yeah, from that time we started medication again, and now he's like, but nowadays I'm again feeling that I think his dose we need to increase. So like how it works, like we are positive, and meditation is so continuous. um, we believed on meditation, that's why we stopped it. We stopped medication, so there was for sure a strong belief was there. So why nature or universe, we did not get support of that? And we could, because of course if somebody trust and they leave medication, but we did not get something in return. I mean, it's a very selfish word, but physical health wise. So like, of course a person get down that, okay, why it is, but he still every day he wakes up in the morning and does meditation and all this stuff. But
Got your
I feel
question.
like that, like why support was not granted to him.
That's
So
where
what was missing?
that's where you, but see that I can share my experience. See, we're not sitting here as philosophers.
Please, because yeah, you are saying that brain clot for your dad and all this stuff, these are serious things. So you guys
I've seen
deal
cancer
with
in front
that.
of my
So
eyes
yeah,
being completely healed. So see, ma'am, we're all different people.
exactly.
The point of Sajjan Sangati or listening to experiences is to get inspired, not to raise the expectations of meditation. Meditation in itself is a practice, is very scientific, as you know, and it will increase the amount of energy. Obviously, you know all the science. I'm not going to cover the science, but yes, it keeps you in a parasympathetic state, which means it keeps you in a restful state. So whatever healing has to happen will happen. Now,
Yeah.
what he does in the next 22 hours of his life is his answer. 2 hours of meditation is not enough for complete healing. My father meditated for 8 hours to 10 hours every day. He meditated that long with blood loss in his brain. It was not 1 hour, just sitting for 1 hour and then leaving medicines. No. And we are not here saying that leave medicines. The miracle stories is to show you that hours of meditation from an inner call, it's an inner call he took to leave medicines. He didn't listen to experiences and be like, oh, he left, so even I'll also leave. No, that's not what it is. From an internal state, he shifted his mindset from a mind level, from an emotional level to a spiritual level, to a lot of meditation, to a lot of books reading, lot of experiences. He used to just listen to Patriji blindly. That's it. Everything Sir spoke on how to shift his reality. You create your reality. My thoughts create my reality. My words create my reality. He shifted his mindset despite working in a multinational, working in a very stressful working environment. He shifted his mindset. So, ma'am, it's first of all, it's not something, again, we should shift from a victim mindset that it has been done to us or this is not fair to us. We don't speak like that. We live as masters. And if you don't live like a master at this point, it's completely fine. It's not some expectation or this, this cult that's created of someone living like masters. No, it's a mindset shift. Like how, like when you're watching, like there's a lawn tennis event, right? French Open happened. And and I don't know if you watch tennis. So so the player, sorry, I'm missing his name. The player essentially was losing to 2 sets against another player, and he shifts his mindset. He was already losing. All his fans were just like, okay, he's not going to be world number 1. But he shifted his mindset to, I can do this. He shifted it and he completely turned the whole game to him winning, where he was actually losing. So time is needed, ma'am. Time is healing. And a lot of internal work, inner work is needed. He did inner child healing through that time. He really worked on his inner child. He worked on his mental framework, on how he believes of himself. He read a lot of books. So there's a lot of work that happens. Meditation is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of under the iceberg that we don't see. That is a lot of internal work that needs to happen. All of that trash that we have collected all our life, we need to release that. A lot of limiting belief systems, we need to release that. A lot of work is there. But meditation just increases your energy to such a level that you believe that even in this multitasking day life, you can still read, still do more. So even if when I come back from work, I'm still working. I work 7 days a week, but I don't feel like I'm working 7. I love it. It's my passion. So then the way you look at work also completely shifts. So there's a lot of work that's to be done, ma'am. So you can't hold meditation accountable. You need to hold yourself accountable. You create your reality. Your words create your reality. If you say that, you're creating that reality for you. So you need to be very mindful of the words you use. Patri sir used to immediately scold. What's wrong with you? What a stupid word. You can't even utter one extra word. That shows what you believe. If you believe what you believe, you will create your reality. So you need to be very mindful of what you use. So please read on more about meditation. Just by half knowledge, you can't expect miraculous results. You need to read. You need to read a lot. Just because we attend a Zoom session does not mean we have done our Swadhyaya or Sajjan Sangate. The Zoom session really enables a environment. It creates your mental environment. But the physical work I need to do. Now I need to read. I need to shift. Every time I get a negative thought, I need to shift to a miraculous thought. Anytime someone insults you, the first thought that comes into your mind, how do you take this? Those are the challenges in life, comes to question your belief system and question your thoughts and your emotions. So shifting that is what the clear work we need to. That is spirituality. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Amita. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Seems there is no questions. Thank you, Amulya. Thank you for your graced wisdom sharing. That's so inspiring today. Thank you. You know, from everyone, I'm just thanking you. I don't know what to use the word, but really felt very valuable today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet again next Wednesday with other young master to share their experiences. Thank you for joining. Have a nice day. Bye.